there, Joan Kosmachuk, your seasonal color, style, and confidence coach, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am here with a very special guest. This is a client of mine, a beautiful Princess Summer. And Lisa, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So we wanted to just share a little bit about Lisa's story, kind of the before and the after and what's been happening. And so Lisa, before you had your colors done, and maybe we can just share your palette here because she's got this absolutely gorgeous palette with all of these beautiful rose tones and violets and pinks and just, yeah, absolutely gorgeous. But were there some surprises when you had your palette done?
Definitely. I had always been told that dark colors were draining, would make me look pale, and I was really surprised at how many dark colors came out on my palette. Not necessarily blacks,
Right.
but the darker shades I really thought I couldn't wear, so that was a big surprise.
Right. And I think we've talked about this because you would call them darker colors and I would call
Yes.
them more complex colors. Colors that are muted with their complement that have more complexity. And even Caitlin Veenstra, she and I did this palette together and she had looked at all your pictures that you had pre-palette and she was thinking that you were going to be what?
Spring.
A spring. We were thinking, okay, spring.
Yeah.
And, you know, this is kind of common in certain types of summers because look at us. I'm a spring, you're a summer, but we both have fair hair. We grew up with fair hair. But look at the difference in our skin tones. Much more muted and complex, really, your skin tone is than mine, which is much clearer and fairer. So even though you're a fair-haired girl, you actually don't, and this was the challenging thing, right? Because you don't look terrible in brighter colors, in clearer spring colors. But what did you find was the difference once you started to see?
I think the difference was I was drawn to the very bright colors, and most of those similar colors are in my palette, the pinks and purples and greens, but much more muted. Less, I guess, stark.
Right. And what's the difference of the effect of it on you when you wear the brighter color versus where you wear the color that's on your palette?
Well, the color on my palette just lights up my face. I feel flushed. I feel like my eyes pop. I think it's a much better sense of kind of the joy that I feel when I'm wearing it. Whereas the bright colors, I want them to make me feel joyous, but I think sometimes they are the ones that are draining.
Yes, yeah. And our eye is drawn to the color instead of being drawn to you.
Right, yes.
So you got your beautiful shopping fan.
Yes.
And this is supposed to make life really easy, right? So that you could go shopping.
Right.
And find your colors in store.
Yes.
And you were excited about that until you went shopping.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. I realized that I don't have the eye for color. I would see things that I thought were my color that I thought would look good, and then I would try looking them up on the palette and thinking, I think this is it. I think this looks right. But I wasn't 100% sure, and it was really difficult. I was naturally drawn to the ones I think that I used to buy, thinking that they might fit the colors because they were still purple after all. But it was really challenging on my own, for sure.
And color in general has been challenging for you, right?
Yes, yeah. I've always asked for friends' advice when I'm picking paint or, picking matching pillows or bedding or that kind of thing, because to me, I really have a hard time discerning the different shades. Someone thinks it's too yellow or too blue, and I'm too gray, and I'm thinking, well, I don't see blue, yellow, or gray in the color. So I have a lot of trouble differentiating, I guess, between the different types.
Right. Yeah, and I think that is for some people just being able to even see the quality of the color that's in their palette at first can be challenging. So you decided to book a shopping trip with me.
Yes.
And let's talk about what that experience was like.
That was fabulous because as I said, was really unsure of which ones I thought would look good or even matched the palette. And so going with you was fantastic because obviously you have the eye. So we're really not even stopping to look at things that I normally would have agonized over. Oh, is this right? Isn't it not right? You're immediately going right past to the ones that are, and then showing me why the ones that I picked were not appropriate for whatever reason. Too bright, wrong shade, too much pink, or, whatever it was. And so it really helped me to try to look closer at the color and see what you were seeing, at least as much as I could, and try to understand how to discern when you're looking at a whole rack of which one is closer to my color. Yeah. So it was a fabulous experience.
Right. And that was kind of our expectation when we went, was a learning opportunity, right? It wasn't like we weren't guaranteeing that we were going to find what you were looking for or anything in your color, because who would know?
Yes.
And we, you wanted to do some thrift store shopping as well as some department stores. And so we knew that there might be nothing, but we would be able to find your color. But whether we would still find it in your size or the style that you like, that kind of thing. So that was a learning experience.
Definitely.
But what was the outcome of it?
Oh, the outcome was fabulous. I ended up spending a fair amount of money, but that was okay because I completely redid my wardrobe. I mean, I can't remember how many tops. I must have got a dozen tops and 4 pairs of pants and 3 or 4 skirts and all kinds of things. And we also spent some time looking at shoes, which initially haven't really been all that important to me, but suddenly thought about what can I wear with my new color palette, both shoes and purses. So we did a little bit of that as well. And fabulous. I mean, I have new summer wardrobe and I have wardrobe right into the fall.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling a little more confident about also getting rid of things I have in my closet, because now I can see when they hang next to the ones that are right in my palette how off they are.
Right.
So I think that's also a big bonus.
And you were saying that actually is helpful for you going shopping if you're wearing an outfit in your colors.
Yes. That's a really big one, because when I'm back on my own, I still have a little bit of trouble, making the connection. But if I'm wearing things that we bought together, I know this is my color and I can easily hold up, another sweater, and then I can really see how off it is.
Yeah.
So that's a huge tip. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think the more we dress in our colors, right? And that's why I always say to people, you want to be exact on your palette when you start. Everybody's like, oh, can I cheat? And you can, but that's not going to help you to develop your eye for your own best colors. So when you stick as closely as you can to the palette, you see the difference. And then when you put something else on, you can see it doesn't have the same effect.
Yes.
Right? And it's like, oh, yeah, no, I'm seeing the top first. I'm not seeing me.
Yes.
Or this one's making me look a little bit drained and this one is not. Easier, I think.
Definitely.
Especially even for someone who has struggles with seeing color.
Definitely.
Because while you may on the rack not be able to see the color, you have really noticed the difference on yourself.
Yes, absolutely. And I would say that was also one of the really great advantages about shopping together is, coming out of the fitting room or standing in front of the mirror together, something that I thought was great. And we thought, well, maybe we'll try it. Putting it on and thinking, it's okay. But then putting something on that was perfect to the palette and saying, oh, wow, completely different look. And that really helps a lot, because you're right. Seeing it on the rack, you think it works. But once you have it on, you see the change in your face, or your eyes sparkle, or, your hair glows, or whatever it is. And that makes a total difference for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in terms of style, before you had your colors done, you had a pretty dialed in specific style. How would you describe your style type?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I mean, I generally like to dress up. I like the frillies. I like the girly girl sort of style. I don't wear a lot of jeans. I don't wear a lot of, t-shirts with logos and things like that. So I was really hoping to kind of maintain that with my colors. And thankfully we did, we were able to do that. We were able to buy quite a few things that I think really, really fit with who I am. And I love that. Yeah.
And I think, a couple of things. Number one is her style really is very summer, right?
Yes.
It's very feminine.
Yes.
And summer
feminine,
has the most feminine
yeah.
line of design. But I think the interesting thing is that no matter what your season is, your style can be adapted, right, to work with your season. And I have a course on that, which is exploring your seasonal style, because it's not just about knowing your colors, but it's making sure that you wear your style in the line of design that's most flattering for you. Fortunately for you, that was one thing you had really kind of pretty much nailed down
Yes.
already. And
Yeah.
so just having the colors. So you're wearing a top that we purchased for
Yes.
you on your shopping trip. And I remember
Yes.
when I was saying, what about some prints? And what did you say about buying prints in the past?
I felt prints were very overwhelming to me. I guess I tended to focus a little bit more on the larger prints. And for me, I just didn't like the look on me.
Right, because they were always too much, right? They were just, the eye again was drawn to the print and not to you.
Yes. Yeah.
And so what did you learn about prints from this?
Well, what I learned about prints is smaller prints work well for me, and a print that combines 2 or 3 of my colors is also a really good look, because it kind of moves the eye, I guess, to the various colors, and then also it's just a very easy piece to mix with different bottoms,
Right.
so that makes it nice as well. But yeah, this type of print, and also the frills, which I really like, I think is I probably wouldn't have looked at in the past, because I would have just done the absolute no prints.
Right, right.
So having this, I think, and you explaining and showing to me how it could be worn with different colors and how no one color dominates, I think was really, really a good tip.
Yeah, you need
also.
very blended prints for yourself. We also talked about the shapes in the prints, how they echo
Oh, yes,
the
yes.
shapes in your face. Flowers are beautiful on you. And you need some space in your prints. Do you remember why you need space in your
Yes,
prints?
I think, I don't remember why, but I think we like the background to show more.
Yeah, because there's a lot of space between your features. So you're very small.
Yes.
Lisa has small to medium features, and she has a lot of space in her face. And so there needs to be some space in that print. Now, when you do really analogous colors, we found that the background and the print could be quite blended, so it wasn't as distinct as this one. There still needed to be that space. It couldn't be too busy of a print, right?
Right. Yes. Yeah.
Nothing too tiny, nothing too big, right?
Right.
Just
Yes.
yeah. And these beautiful S curves. Do you see all the little winding vines in the leaves and all of that? Just absolutely gorgeous. And I remember your face when you put on your print, like, wow, this actually looks
Yes,
great on
yeah.
me. I didn't think I could wear prints, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And
Yes.
we've discovered that it's the right prints. And, these are the pieces that really, a lot of people think a color palette is just about color, right? But it's actually about tapping into your style, your prints, your line of design, all of those things to really see what you need to support you.
Yes.
And this fabric, when we talk about fabrics, we looked at
Yes.
fabrics, right?
Yes, we
This
did.
beautiful chiffon fabric is gorgeous on Lisa because it's very light and floaty and
feminine.
feminine, yes. And
Yeah.
so we were looking at some things, like you said, you never really felt good in blue jeans. And that's not just necessarily a style thing. They really are just that fabric is just really too heavy and dense for you.
Yes.
And really does not do anything to support you.
Right.
So when you do decide to wear a colored denim at least is better for you then. And we looked at, did we get corduroy? I think we found
We did.
some,
Yeah. We looked at that darker purple,
Yeah.
vibrant purple.
Yeah. In
As
a nice corduroy
yes, which
and
was lovely.
even velvet pants, or there's ways that Lisa can do pants, but she just doesn't feel great in denim. And I think instinctively sometimes we're drawn to things. We know that certain fabrics or certain styles just don't really resonate with us. And that doesn't mean that's true of every summer, but that's just very true
Yes.
of you.
Yeah. And I think sometimes we don't know why either.
Right.
But we know that we have a better confidence in certain outfits. And that's what the other thing that I really appreciated from the shopping trip is I think it really upped my confidence level. And I had recently started a new job as well. So I think when you know that you feel good about how you look or present, that changes your confidence. And some of the things that I was wearing before, I kind of knew they weren't really right, but I didn't know why. And, honestly, you spent the money on the outfit. You don't want to not wear it. So having the shopping trip and just changing that whole sense of self and how you present really, really boosted my confidence. And that was just such a great experience as well. Yeah.
And then what was the reaction? What did people think about your change of colors and clothing and style?
Gosh, I had lots of positives. I mean, almost every day at work, I had one or two people coming up to me saying, "Wow, you look fantastic." Or, sometimes people thought I'd lost weight. Sometimes people thought I'd got a haircut. People weren't really sure at times what the change was. And then other people were really just noticing the clothes.
Right.
Saying, "That looks fantastic on you." And
Yeah.
"That color's perfect for you." And, lots of positive feedback, which I think also helps your confidence, of course, but it's also just nice that people noticed.
Yes. Yeah.
So it was, it was really, really well received for sure.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, I am so delighted that you have now found your season, your
Thank
best
you.
colors, your style, your fabrics, and I think that going forward, you're going to have a lot more success in continuing to build out that wardrobe with, clothing that really supports you, right? Because that's what we all want. We all want to be supported, to look our best, to feel our best. We spend a lot of money on clothes every year. And I think, you discover that going through your closet, it's like, oh, there's a lot of stuff that I didn't even like to wear, but I bought it because I didn't know what else to buy.
Right.
And, and we were very clear. We did not throw everything out right away.
No.
And the last thing, because this is everybody wants to know, let's just take a look at your palette again. What color is missing that you used to wear a lot of?
Black.
Yeah, there's no black on the palette.
And like a cherry red. I have a lot of things in a kind of cherry red as well.
Right, not very bright.
But yes, lots of black. Black dresses, black and white, black jeans, sweaters.
And at first you were a little bit like unsure, what will I wear in the winter if I don't have black?
Yes.
Even though we have these gorgeous greens and purples. But how do you feel in black now? Because it was kind of a staple in the wardrobe. How does it feel?
Yeah. Now it actually feels really depressing to wear it. Like I realize that it's so stark for me against my skin and hair. And it is very draining for me. So yeah, it does feel quite depressing. It feels like it's definitely at the back of the closet, and a lot of things I did already get rid of. Yeah. Just because I knew there was no way I would be wearing them. I mean, I've kept a couple of, black staples for when you have to wear black and white to something or whatever. But in general, those were the ones first to go.
People always say, well, how do you live without black? And lots of people do get black in their palette. But for those of us who don't, I'm one who doesn't. It's not as hard to let go of that once you see the difference. Right?
Absolutely. I think when you realize, that you were wearing something that really looked awful for so long and you've had so many compliments on when you do look really great in some of your other colors, it doesn't make you want to wear it again. And
a little bit easier to give
up. A little bit easier to give up, absolutely. And as you say, there's lots of alternates. I mean, I'm really happy with a lot of the dark greens that I have. I have 2 or 3 of the dark green sweaters that I can wear in the wintertime. And I think that really makes the difference as well, just to know that you have alternates. And
and you're working on building out those darker purples, which are harder to find in this time of year, but will come out again in the fall and winter.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Yes, hopefully.
And also the darker reds that you're able to replace those brighter reds that were just kind of more stop sign, there comes Lisa versus, ooh, there's Lisa.
Yes, exactly. And I think, red is associated with so many things like Christmas, New Year's. And so you do tend to have 2 or 3 sort of red staples, like, oh, I need a red dress to wear, to a concert or at Christmas or whatever. So I think part of that is, like you were saying, isn't totally giving up on the red, but changing it to the one that is more suitable to me.
Yeah, and what we discovered, of course, is that you have a beautiful red and green, which will actually look stunning on you for a Christmas outfit. You also have, a pink and a green that for other times of the year.
Yes.
But the other thing is that your palette is really a wonderful guide, and it helps you to dress with intention. So if you decide, for example, it's Canada Day,
Yes.
and Canada has a particular type of red that is sold for Canada Day outfits, and if I want to go to a Canada Day party, that I could wear something in my red, but I could also just choose to wear the red and white like everybody else is wearing, because the intention for the day or for the party is I want to blend in.
Right. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And for our American friends, red, white, and blue, or Valentine's Day, if there's something that you want to wear because you want to blend in with everybody else, that's dressing with intention. Those days you're kind of wearing more of a costume, aren't you?
Yes, true enough.
You're wearing
yes.
a costume. And so costumes are fine. If those are important to you, if you're more of a classic dresser, Lisa, I think you tend to lean a little bit more classic, that you really like for the seasons to wear things that are in those seasonal colors. So if she wanted to wear orange on, pumpkin, on, even though we can see that would look terrible on her. There's just kind of no yellows, oranges, or golds in that palette. But if she wanted to for Thanksgiving to kind of blend and wear a turkey sweater or whatever, then that's an option, right? You wear that as with intention as being I'm blending in for the holiday, and that's going to be something that I'm going to do. And you do a lot of dancing and things like that. And there are times when you have to wear a costume, really, essentially.
Yes.
And it's fine for those. But for every day, when your intention is to be seen, to be supported, to look healthy, rested, very best for your energy to come out and be matched by your clothing, then that's when you really want to stick to your colors, because your intention is very different. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think, another thing for me is I do a lot of volunteering. Sometimes we have to volunteer. We have to wear black and white. White, what we would call, I guess, traditional white, does not look great on me. And so I've been looking around at the idea of getting more of the, sort of champagne white, or I can't remember what we called it on my palette exactly, but that sort of shade of a softer white that does look better on me. So sometimes it's also about just how can I work within the uniform requirements to find something that looks a little bit better on me than what everyone else is going with. So.
But then if you're going to be in a choir and the goal is not for everybody to see Lisa, but for everybody to see the group, then that's fine too, right? To have those few black and white things that you can say, okay, I'm going to be part of the choir today. I'm going to be part of the group. I'm going to blend in instead of stand out.
Yes.
If you wanted to stand out, we could dress you in your gorgeous colors, and you'd be the only one there looking just fabulous.
Yes.
Look at me.
Look at me.
So there are times when we do choose intentionally to blend in, and that is okay. And I think that a lot of people think, if I have my colors done, then I'll never be able to wear what I want to wear anymore, right?
Yes.
And did I ever give you those rules and say you may never wear these?
No.
Or like throw everything out of your closet?
No, not at all. No. Not at all. And
you just grow into this.
Yes.
And figure out what you need, what works for you.
Yeah, and I think, as you said earlier, as I become more confident in knowing what my colors really are as I'm shopping, and recognizing how much of a difference they make in how I feel and look, then you want to have more of them in your wardrobe, and you can slowly move out the other things as they get old or outgrown or whatever. Yeah. But certainly you never suggested throw away your closet. We're starting fresh.
Because it is a process, and we do have to wait for our things to come in store and to find them, and not just in the color, but also the style that is comfortable for us. And so it takes some time. It's a process, and it's also a process of growing into your new colors and discovering, how you want to use them. What do you want to buy them in? How do you want to wear them? How do you want to pair them? Those are all things that take a little bit of a learning curve, but it's a fun journey.
Oh, it's been amazing. Yeah, I can't thank Joan and Kate, for doing the colors, and then the amount of time you spent with me just showing me and helping me to learn about how I can look and feel more confident with clothes. It's just been wonderful. So, thank you.
And what would you say to someone who's thinking about getting their colors done, but they're not sure about making that kind of an investment?
Oh, gosh, I would say you absolutely should go for it. Honestly, it sounds dramatic, but it really does kind of change your life, because it really changes how you feel about yourself, how you present, whether it's at work or to friends, and it's just so worth it. It's an absolutely fantastic experience. It'll really open your eyes to what you think you look like and how you actually look when you see how the colors change the way you come across. Yeah.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you so much for sharing with us today, Lisa. I know
Thanks for
everybody
having
appreciates hearing your story, and we wish you all the best
Thank you.
with your summer wardrobe as you go forward.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment for Lisa. Just tell her how amazing she looks. I know we'd all appreciate that. Have a good day and make sure it's a colorful one.